Following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Connected. Empowering individuals to transition into the future of work is the mission of Connected, and the CEO and founder, Roy Samuel, is here to tell us more about what his company offers. I think we're going to learn a lot in a very small amount of time. Roy, good morning.
Such a pleasure to be here.
Lovely to have you. Okay, fractional work. You got into it when you sold your last business. Talk to us about what it actually means and why it's exploding right now.
Yeah, so fractional work is where senior professionals monetize their time in a way that means they're not dependent on one full-time job. And it's really exploding right now because of specific shifts that have happened in society, technology, and in the demographics over the last few years. Originally with COVID destroying traditional work, suddenly everyone's spread out all over the country and it doesn't matter as much where they are geographically. Everything goes online with Zoom. Now you have this next big technological shift of AI and automation, again, changing the way people think about employment. And at the end of the day, people want flexibility and control. So fractional has been a really strong way of working for them.
Okay, so fractionalization gives you the ability to not maybe necessarily be tied to that 9 to 5. You can kind of plug in here and there and still get a lot done, but with more time back to you. Does that sound right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's it. It's a mix of the fact that tools out there mean the 9 to 5 is not what it used to be. The 9 to 5 was started by Henry Ford for the assembly line.
That's right, yes, yeah. And it changed the way we slept as well because everything was 8 hours.
Exactly,
Yeah.
So let's reclaim sleep as well as flexibility. So there you go.
I'm on board with you, Roy. Okay, let's talk about how Connected matches founders with the right fractional talent. So people who own businesses like you used to do and you do with Connected, and how they find people who have really achieved something and are ready to plug in for fractional work.
Yeah, so we're taking all of the information on that individual, the problems they've solved, the types of businesses they've been involved with, maybe specific KPIs they've really worked to. We're then using a machine learning algorithm to bring them together with the right businesses at the right time. Because now with the tools that we have available to us and the technology that we've built, you can bring people together in a really, really specific outcome-focused way that maybe you couldn't a few years ago. So we're using our technology to really power that.
All right, and really whittle it down. Okay, let's talk about, though, the flip side. What's the number one mistake that founders might make on their first fractional hire?
Yeah, so when you're hiring a full-time employee, you're hiring for so many different things. How are they going to fit with everyone on the team? Do they have that work ethic and that grit that you need when you're...
So hard to tell from just the interview.
Right,
yes.
Exactly. Especially in sales. If you're good at selling yourself, you don't know. So the big difference is when you're hiring fractionally, you're hiring for outcomes rather than effort. So you can hire a sniper in that way, someone who's going to help you bring down cost of acquisition or help you bring in 50 meetings a month, and they can be really, really focused. So you have to have a different mentality when you're looking fractional versus full-time.
But then I could also see how for someone who's doing the fractional work, it's more meaningful in some ways because you're not just showing up to the 9 to 5. You are showing up to knock out a project, to focus on a single point and to have it done.
Yeah, this is it. It's allowing people to have real impact in the work that they do instead of just showing up for 40 hours a week because that's the right thing. And my favorite stories from Connected is people who say, great, I'm now working 3 days a week and spending 2 days a week with the kids.
Oh, I think that would be lovely to hear. Yeah, okay. So if someone's a corporate professional in Austin thinking about going fractional, because we've got a lot of them here in our capital city, how would they get started?
So I think a really important thing to think about when you're going fractional is what are the 2 or 3 things that I can really package up about myself that I know I'm going to deliver on. So I can have that instant impact, really show my value, really show my worth in that way. And then you can package yourself like that on Connected and start building up the right portfolio career. And the awesome thing is, because you might still be in full-time work, we really know that people want to transition over time. It's not as brutal as overnight, all right, I quit, I've got to find all these things. So people are doing half a day a month on a weekend with a business they meet through Connected. You can transition slowly. It doesn't have to be a big painful jump.
But so this is a really good platform for connecting. Let's say you say, I'm really good at toy launches. I'm really good at launching toy products. That is something that you can put in your connected profile, and that's how a company can find you and say, that's exactly what we need right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we have over 3,000 organizations looking for talent in that way right now.
Okay, all right. I'm learning. I'm so glad that you're so good at explaining all of these things, because fractional work, I saw this today. I was thinking, I have no idea what we're talking about. Okay, a lot of people, of course, are a little bit concerned about AI, right? It has certainly led to layoffs. I even have, friends and family in my own circle who have been laid off in the past couple of months because AI is able to do their job. So how can going fractional make you future-proof?
Yeah, so this is it. At the end of the day, corporations care about profit. Profit comes from efficiency. And the biggest driver now in efficiency is AI and automation. And that tidal wave of layoffs is just beginning. Amazon last week, Nestle the week before, Salesforce, Microsoft. You don't need to look far to see it. So my pitch to people who want to take back that control and don't want to have that uncertainty is, you can spend the next 2 or 3 years trying to convince your boss that you can keep up with AI. Or you can spend the next 2 or 3 years starting to build that portfolio career and make yourself defendable, so that when he comes or she comes to you and says, well, we've just brought in this new software, we're doing some restructuring, you say, great, because I've already got 6 or 7 portfolio positions and opportunities, fractional opportunities on my plate.
Things I've already been doing on the weekends, and now more time with the kids is on the way.
And that's it. And why we love being in the US is the entrepreneurial spirit here. People want to have the best life they can and fight for it and work hard for it. And we love it. That's why we're glad to be here.
Work hard, but also play hard.
Yes.
Roy, we appreciate your time today. Thank you for the education.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. For more information, visit connected.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Connected.